Today's tip is brought to you by Carbon Express, when accuracy counts. Quacks and Racks, LLC, Outdoor Apparel. Welcome to Twig and Timber Archery and Outdoors. Today, we're going to explain a little bit what arrow spine is and how you choose the correct arrow spine. Now, arrow spine is really important because not only does it allow better performance out of both field tip and broadhead arrow trajectory, but it also gives the bow a longer longevity of life. Okay, how arrow spine works is whenever you shoot your arrow, an arrow always has flex and it bows. So depending on the amount of pressure, okay, coming from behind the arrow at nock, i.e. Draw length and draw poundage, it causes the arrow, depending on how stiff the arrow is, that's basically what we're talking about, how stiff the arrow is, depending on how stiff it is and the pressure given from behind, it's going to cause a bow and flex in the arrow, right? And if there's too much pressure for the stiffness of the arrow, meaning your spine is too low, it causes the bow to push the arrow out too soft, okay? Now if you add a broadhead at the end of that, it causes erratic flight. But the bigger issue, besides performance of your arrow, is going to be basically if you've got a spine that's too soft for a bow, okay, and you're shooting, say, 70 pounds at a 29-inch draw and you're pushing really quick speed, and you're shooting a 300 grain arrow, okay, which it's a little soft, right? That's going to cause the bow to essentially, you're slowly dry firing the bow over time. What does that do? It causes stress on the limbs, stress on the riser, limb pockets, everything. The string could jump. There's a whole bunch of different problems that you could have if you did this. Now, what does that do? It slowly breaks down your bow. Okay? That is a problem. Along with your arrow, too. If you're shooting a really, really soft arrow out of your bow, well, what happens is the arrow, you need to constantly check the arrow, spin it and check it for cracks, because what happens is you're going to start to just deteriorate the arrow as well, break nocks and things like that. Well, how do we choose what spine to use? Okay, well, there's a couple, rule of thumbs at least. Well, you want to at least abide by the minimum. There's always a minimum arrow spinage for usually specific speeds and IBOs and IBO speeds, draw lengths, and draw poundages. Okay. My suggestion to you, depending on what manufacturer you shoot, whether it be Carbon Express, whether it be Beman, whether it be Easton, whether it be Deer Crossing, what have you, okay? Check their websites. They always have a PDF or a chart somewhere. Check the back of the boxes. And always err on the side of stiffer, okay? If you shoot an arrow that's a little stiffer for your performance, that's okay, okay? But you don't want to shoot an arrow that's underspined, okay? For example, if you're right on that mark, if you're shooting a 64-pound bow and your box or your PDF says you should shoot between a 300 and a 350 spine, err on the side of the 350. Why? It's safer, okay? You might get a little slower performance, but you're going to make up for it in kinetic energy anyway, okay? So just play it safe. Know what spine you need to shoot. It's going to be better for your arrow, better for your performance, and also better for your bow's life, okay? That was your tip of the week. This has been a production from Twig and Timber Archery. Hope you guys found it informative. Until next time, catch you guys on the flip side.